Imagine standing on the remote Kola Peninsula in northern Russia, staring at a modest building surrounded by wild forests. Beneath your feet is one of the deepest holes ever drilled by humans, so deep that a dropped coin might take nearly a minute to hit bottom. This is the Kola Superdeep Borehole. Why did scientists create it? What did they find at such depths? And why, after years of work, did they stop drilling? Let's go back to the late 1960s. The world was in the midst of various scientific and technological competitions, with the Soviet Union eager to showcase its prowess. While most people know about the race to space, there was also a push to explore inward, deep into Earth's crust. Researchers hoped to learn about the boundary between the crust and the mantle, called the Mohorovii discontinuity, or MOHO for short. It had never been directly observed, and the Kola Peninsula seemed like a good place to try. Its rock formations are billions of years old, offering scientists a glimpse into Earth's early history. Drilling began in 1970 with the immediate goal of breaking depth records. Within 9 years, they reached over 9 kilometers down, surpassing a US project. The drilling team kept going, aiming for a depth of at least 15 kilometers. However, as they ventured deeper, they encountered serious challenges. The temperature soared. By the time they neared 12 kilometers, it was about 180 degrees Celsius at the bottom of the hole. Their original models had predicted around 100 to 120 degrees, so the extra heat shocked them. High temperatures softened the rock and made it difficult to drill. The equipment struggled to function properly. In spite of these problems, the borehole yielded some remarkable discoveries. Scientists recovered core samples that changed what we knew about Earth's crust. They found layers full of fractures and unexpected water pockets at depths previously thought impossible for liquid water to exist. They also discovered microfossils in rocks over 2 billion years old, indicating that traces of ancient life can be preserved far below the surface. These rock samples also helped refine seismic models. Before Kola, certain underground boundaries were thought to be simple changes in rock type. But the core samples revealed complexities like fault zones, fluid-filled fractures, and varied rock compositions. This improved our understanding of how seismic waves travel and led to more accurate geological interpretations. Nevertheless, by the late 1980s and early 1990s, the project ran into mounting difficulties. Equipment was breaking more often due to the heat, and each repair became costlier and more time-consuming. With the collapse of the Soviet Union, funding for non-military research dried up. Although scientists wanted to keep going, they simply lacked the resources and better tools to handle the punishing conditions. By 1992, the borehole had reached a record-setting 12,262 meters. The drilling officially stopped around that depth. Why, exactly, did they halt such a groundbreaking endeavor? First, technological limits were a huge factor. Standard drill bits and steel pipes start to fail under the combined effect of heat and pressure. In addition, the drilling fluid, the special mud circulated down to cool and lubricate the drill, struggled in these conditions. Keeping the equipment from overheating or jamming required constant maintenance. As each meter was gained, the challenges grew larger, and potential solutions grew more expensive. Second, the economic and political climate changed. After the Soviet Union fell, big-budget scientific projects lost priority. Even if technology had advanced enough to continue, there was no longer the political will or funding to push forward. By then, many researchers felt they had gathered enough data to make valuable scientific conclusions. Despite stopping at 12 kilometers, the Kola project still holds the record for the deepest hole on Earth. Over time, myths and tall tales have grown around it. Some people claim scientists heard screams from the Earth's core or discovered bizarre creatures. None of those stories are backed by real evidence. The actual data is fascinating enough. The hole revealed fractures teeming with fluids, hints of ancient life, and temperatures far higher than expected. The conditions down there are too extreme for any large organisms to survive. But microfossils discovered in the cores confirm that life on Earth is incredibly old and can be preserved in ways we never imagined. Will anyone try to drill deeper in the future? Possibly, but there are several obstacles. Even with modern technology, ultra-deep drilling remains expensive and risky. Many scientists prefer other methods, like improved seismic imaging and magnetotelluric surveys, which can offer a big-picture view of Earth's interior without the cost of drilling. There have been proposals to drill through thinner crust beneath the oceans, where the moho is closer to the surface. But working at sea involves its own technical challenges, and no ocean-based project has come close to Kola's depth. The Kola Superdeep Borehole taught us that Earth's crust is far more complex than many once believed. At around 6 to 7 kilometers down, researchers found fractured rocks filled with fluids. They also showed that seismic signals can be trickier to interpret than expected. Where scientists anticipated a uniform layer of dense rock, they instead found broken rock full of cracks and unexpected minerals. These findings reshaped our understanding of deep geology and led to better models of how seismic waves move through the crust. Beyond geology, the project advanced drilling technology. Lessons learned at Kola have helped in oil, gas, and geothermal drilling. Engineers discovered ways to improve bit design and manage drilling fluids in challenging conditions. Even if we never drill that deep again, the breakthroughs at Kola still benefit many modern industries. Another striking result was the discovery of ancient microfossils. Finding evidence of life in rocks so old and so deep strengthens the idea that early life on Earth was widespread and resilient. It also hints that other regions on the planet might contain similar fossils, and that life can be trapped and preserved far beneath the surface for eons. The record depth of about 12 kilometers showed us both how far human engineering can go and how quickly it can be halted when circumstances change. Today, the Kola site is largely inactive. The structure that once housed the drilling equipment has fallen into disrepair. Yet scientists around the world still study Kola's core samples, and new discoveries about Earth's crust continue to appear in research. Even though the site is no longer producing fresh data, its legacy endures in scientific papers and the lessons it taught about drilling methods. While some wonder why no deeper boreholes exist, the same challenges, cost, engineering complexity, and diminishing returns, still deter new projects. Each kilometer beyond Kola's depth demands exponentially more resources and technology to handle the intense heat and pressure. 12 kilometers is negligible compared to Earth's roughly 6,371 kilometer radius, underscoring how little of our planet we have physically explored. Today, researchers rely more on indirect methods like seismic tomography, which uses earthquake waves to generate images of Earth's interior. Though less direct than drilling, it is far safer, cheaper, and faster. Kola's story exemplifies the cost of pushing technology to its limits. Mechanical breakdowns, hazardous conditions, and soaring expenses eventually stalled the project, reminding us that scientific endeavors depend on societal priorities and funding. Nonetheless, Kola remains a major feat. It still holds the record for the deepest drilling on land, and its data on geology, resource formation, earthquakes, and ancient life continues to inform research. Though new drilling attempts remain uncertain, Kola inspires those who long to probe our planet's hidden depths.